we're going live with Tyler Lepley from his show Pete Valley, and then also Have and Have Nots, which returns tomorrow night on OWN. I think Tyler's here, so let's do it. Tyler!
There she is.
Look, I got you. You know, you just so fine. I gotta put on sunglasses.
Oh, stop playing. Stop playing with me.
I ain't want the fineness to blind me. You know, you come in so strong. I had to make sure.
Hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel underdressed. You know what I'm saying? You looking so good over there.
No, boy, you just wake up, make sure you brush the teeth, and you.
Hey, I got a brush. You know what I'm saying? I got to brush my beard. I'm good to go.
Yes. Okay. First of all, we talked on the radio this morning, and I'm so surprised you remember. But in 2014, we were talking about this. Shout out to Kenya Moore from Atlanta.
Yeah. Shout out to Kenya.
She had an event, a charity event, and she had me as the host, and we were auctioning off men for charity, and Tyler was one of the men.
I donated my services. I got auctioned off. You would never catch me being auctioned off otherwise. You know what I'm saying? I'm not subscribing to it, but for the charity, you know what I'm saying? We made it work.
Yes, you made it work, and I mean, you was fine then, but light skin. I be afraid of light skin sometimes.
Hey, come on now, we don't bite. It's all good. We all like a little milk chocolate here and there.
No, but you know what I love a lot about you, we're going to get into this, is that not only are you attractive, obviously the women can see that, you're a hard worker, and you don't relax on your looks. Like, you really bring it to the craft, and that was 2014. This is 6 years later. I am so excited about this moment for you.
Thank you. I think that's the only way we're really, we chatted a little bit about it earlier this morning, but that's really the only way you're going to achieve the longevity that you long for in this game. And I really feel like in any profession, you know what I mean? In any profession, even if it's just a relationship, the stuff towards the surface is like, it's exactly what it is. It's surface, you know what I mean? And it's going to go away eventually. Whether you're relying on your looks to book jobs, very quickly that'll get thrown out the door, or you're just like you're with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your significant other, for their looks. Eventually, it's like, all right, well, what else we got, So I encourage everybody to focus on the work. That's how we really make lasting things get done.
Yes, there's a couple of things. Let's start with the have and have nots, because that comes back tomorrow.
Yes, it's Monday. Yep, it's back on Tuesday.
Tomorrow night on OWN. This is season 7.
So this is technically season 8, yeah.
Oh, okay, season 8. Now this is a good job, because this reminds me of the stories, daytime TV, and they don't go out. Like, people are so committed to the show. How does that feel to know that you're on a show that's been around for this long, and I think you got even more years to come?
Yeah, it's just been such it really has been a blessing. One to just be able to work with Tyler and Oprah, Miss Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. It's like, wow, that's so crazy. Even just to say that out loud, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's been its blessing. But then, to go on and do it for this long, it's just like, man, it's been so special. And it's like the only way that can happen, only way you have something stay around that long, like, the shows being compared to Dynasty and some of these, long-standing shows, the only way that happens is with the support. You know what I mean? So it's like, whether it's tapping in with you so our supporters can see us, whether it's going back and forth on my comments, pre-COVID and post-COVID when it's in the streets. That's why I'm always, I always take time so I can, be with the supporters, because if it's not for them, we're not here.
Right. You know what? It almost seems like you are living like overnight success, and it's to a certain degree, because you go to Hollywood, you're working with Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now you're on a hit show, but I know everything isn't that, peachy keen as it may look. I lived in Philly for a minute, so I know you're from that area.
Where did you live?
So I used to work for a station out there called 100.3 The Beat. So
this is in LA?
No, it's in Philly.
Oh, in Philly. Oh, 103 The Beat, yeah.
Yeah. So I lived off of Ridge Drive, off of Kelly Drive. So I lived like North Philly, Maniac area. But
yeah, I know what that is.
But when you first moved to LA, you didn't have your acting job right away, right?
No, I didn't come to LA to act either. I came to LA because I was going through some failures in Philly, and it just wasn't working out for me. I graduated from college, and I'd found myself in this space, just this space and time where I just felt the impulse. I felt like it was right to pull the trigger, so I just did it. You know what I mean? Didn't have anything promised to me. But when I got out there, my cousin, shout out to my cousins Leon and Leroy. They were boxers at the time, and so they were always at this gym, Iron, right in Santa Monica. And so I was hanging out with them at the gym for like, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I had kind of hustled my way into getting a personal training job. So
Okay.
that's when my first passion, went into. I was trying to really get detailed with, again, going back to the work. I'm trying to be good at my craft, giving people a good product. And LA is very saturated with, people in the business. So I was in LA, working someone out, and someone at the gym had approached me,
Right.
asked me to audition for something. So I went in, I had my first audition ever. I really didn't know what I was doing, fumbling around, but I had happened to book it. So that was the beginning of, me finding my passion and calling, for sure.
Right. So and now I want to talk about P Valley. Now you're not really a new actor because, like we just said, Have Nots is on season 8. But do you feel like P Valley is bringing you a different type of energy?
Yeah, for sure. When you work with different creatives, different directors, different networks, different platforms, studios. It's like, you'll go in and out of different audiences, you know what I mean? And within that, you'll continue to develop your own audience. You'll continue to build your own audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, yeah, I am getting a new wave of that. Just, stepping onto P Valley, stepping onto Stars. And what's interesting though is like, for lots of people, it's like, oh wow, there he is overnight. I didn't even know who he was yesterday, and all of a sudden, like, damn, it's Diamond now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, as we know, you had mentioned 6 years ago, we're talking about my time when I came out here 10 years ago. It's almost like it mirrors that saying, there's 10 years behind this, this overnight success. There's lots
Right.
of hard work that I put into this for lots of people to take it seemingly as an overnight. But either way, it's just a blessing, as we continue to unlock new levels.
Right. Do people call you Benny or Diamond the most now?
It's funny. It was always Benny. I would get called Benny so much I start answering to the name. Yo, Benny. I was like, what's up, man? But now it's a healthy mixture for sure.
Yeah.
Most recently in the last 8 weeks, Diamond, but like it's a healthy mixture.
Right. So I was blessed enough to be one of the like social people to watch P Valley before it dropped. So I watched the
Oh,
pilot
okay.
episode
Nice.
before it actually hit Stars, and I was hooked. And then I was like, oh, this is like really good. This is
Yeah,
like
it's nice, ain't it?
it's really good. It's very raw.
Yeah.
It do everything. When y'all were filming it, did y'all know that this was going to be a game changer and that people would be so invested in you, the characters, and in your real life as actors?
Well, I knew that it was going to. I knew it was going to jar the audience. You know what I mean? Now, is that a good or bad thing? I didn't know. I mean, here's the thing. It's such heavy subject material. It's heavy. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's like, it's necessary in my opinion. But it's like you never know how the audience is going to receive it. You know what I
Right,
mean? So I knew that we had something special. I knew that we had something that was worthwhile. I knew that I was just like in blessed company. So I knew that. I didn't know if it would. I had to be honest. I didn't know it was going to be such a hit. I have never seen 100% on Rotten Tomatoes before. That's me personally. Like
right,
and I don't watch plenty of movies. Some movies that go on to win an Oscar. You look back on it, it's 91%. You know what I mean? So it's like, to it wasn't even a 99%. To hit triple digits on there is like I would have never thought that. So that's just an unexpected blessing.
I have watched every episode. I think the reason why it works is whoever was the casting director casted every character
For sure.
perfectly.
For
Like,
sure.
Uncle Clifford, listen,
Shout
what
out to Nico. He's so dope. And I talked. His name's Nico. But I talk to him in real life often. And he's just a class act, solid dude, man. And we're brothers on and off screen.
yes, and then Mercedes. What I love about
Love
Mercedes,
me some Mercedes.
I come from the chocolate hue, but you see, I got a wig on right now, and I like how
Love
Mercedes
it.
wears her natural hair. She
Hmm.
wears a wig, it's very like you get the authentic movement of what a stripper really goes through. And I love her story. Like she's with the girls, but she wants a gym. Her
Yeah,
daughter, like it's
love her
just
story.
so well casted.
Yeah, it really was. And you know what? It's, you shed light on it because it's a skill set that often gets overlooked, right?
Right,
It's almost like a lot of time it's the actors or the directors that get the ink, you know what I mean? Um, and in this and like a lot of most scenarios, it's like if the casting is not pinpoint,
right,
it won't get brought to life. So it's kind of one of those intangible things that really, brings the pot together, brings the
right.
meal together, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mississippi is played by Shannon,
Yep.
and then Murder, which is so his take on because I work in hip hop, right? So the take
Yeah.
of hip hop artist that is living a secret life. Oh, in real life, is he bisexual? In real life,
No.
he's
No.
not.
No. He has a wife or he
He
has a
has
fiance.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought. So,
Hmm.
like, he's acting, and what I love about that, and especially with him, it didn't matter to me if he was or not, but
Yeah.
I appreciate his courage of playing that role because a lot of black men who are not bisexual or gay won't even play that role, and I think we have
Yeah.
to walk away from that stigma because it's
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah. Absolutely. And man, shout out to Alphonse, man. That's my boy. We actually just shot a video. We did a song like the other day, and man, you know what what he did with
Oh, we froze. No. Okay, we froze. Somebody was calling you.
that. So, sorry
No,
about that.
somebody
I
was
had
calling
I had a
you.
I had a FaceTime. I should put that shit on silent. My bad.
But
But
you
I just
did a music video. Pick up from there.
yeah, we shot a music video the other day, and I just want to say, man, what he did for this not only this show and
Right.
his character, but like as you alluded to, for our culture. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And to do it as a straight man, it takes courage. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors, and he talks about that.
Right. Tyler, you gotta put on Do Not
Oh
Disturb.
my Lord,
You got
oh
you
oh
got
my gosh, I'm so sorry.
you gotta put on Do Not. Is it too late?
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
No,
Do
I mean I can do it, but I'm gonna go Black Force. I'm gonna go. I'm
not.
not on, but I'm not on Wi-Fi though.
Okay. Continue. You want to
So
speak?
yeah, if it happens again, I'm gonna send a text. I'm gonna say leave me alone. I'm with Kendra.
Okay.
Um
Oh, I like that.
um
That as a drop.
I'm with Kendra. You know what I'm saying? Yo, leave me alone. I'm with Kendra. Hey, you gotta get that. You gotta get that.
I got
Um, but it's like what it takes courage. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors, and I forget the movie, but he had a kissing scene. It's one of his bigger movies. I'm just drawing a blank right
it's
now. Pandemic.
something with the word six in it, I think. Um,
Yeah, you know what? Pandemic got my brain acting all crazy. I got the pandemic brain. But he talks about it in hindsight, and he says he wished that he would have went all the way there. You see what I'm saying? Just
right,
to just to give the truth to what the story was, to
right,
actually be the artist. It
right,
actually takes a lot of courage to bring the real truth to your character, whether it's a little murder or it's any character that you play. We struggle with, feeling versus thinking. You know what I'm saying? You want to, as an actor, you want to keep things down here. You don't want to get up here. That's when you start thinking, oh man, what are people going to think? This and that. That's what Will went through back in the day, right? We want to keep things down here. I try to live that. I try to live with that too. But it's like, man, shout out to my dog Alphonse for doing it justice. He really helped the culture move in the right direction.
I love the comments. It's called 6 Degrees of Separation.
6 degrees of separation. That's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, they told us. So listen, you're not just an actor and fine. You also an artist.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
heard,
Yes.
yeah. So Power the Pink, right?
Power of the Pink. Yes. I wanted to. I just dropped that. 4 or 5 days ago, last week. Um, Man, it's burning up right now. I'm getting a lot of great feedback from it, and it's dope. That the idea behind that was it's just this has been the most immersive experience that I've ever gone through, as an artist for sure, but even just as a person. From inception to finale, it was like 2 year process.
Mm-hmm.
We spent 5 months down there. I have all these memories, all these relationships, and now the audience has been brought into it also. So now we have this experience, and I just had to capture it and put it in a bottle. You know what I mean? So this is almost like my ode to the experience, of like, the pink. I had to put it on wax. So now anytime you want to go back and just have that audio experience, what I'm saying, drop the Power of the Pink on, and what I'm saying, don't be afraid to throw the money.
COVID has been good to you. You got 2 hit shows. You got music out. So the ladies will kill me. I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. You
Do
are
it.
not a single man.
I'm not a single man. No. Yeah, no, I'm not a single man.
I know you're not a single man because you in several relationships, whether you know it or not. Because you got several girlfriends that was on my page today and said, "Oh, that's my
Hey,
no, no, no,
hey,
that's my man." So you're not single. You taken by a couple women.
hey, and I love them all. I love them all. Love to my ladies.
So is there okay? And I appreciate you keeping her identity private, which I think is makes sense for the career. But
It makes sense for me at least. You
yeah,
know.
how do you know how she's dealing with how all these women are just going crazy over you? I'm quite sure they're sending you things they should not be sending you in your DM.
Yeah.
You probably see some real pink, power of the pink every
Oh,
day.
I done seen how powerful it gets. Yeah.
How is she dealing with that with her men getting all this attention?
You know what? She is what makes the my calm waters that I need to go back to still. You see what I'm saying? Like I really got to give flowers to her because for her to be able to separate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understand that that's a persona, that's a character or
Mm-hmm.
characters, or even just like the ladies, man, that's a character.
Right,
Even when I'm getting on IG and whatnot, it's like for her to understand that and separate the two, it's like uh, that's essential in like keeping the peace that I think is really important and in keeping myself stable as I navigate this. It's a crazy world for sure,
right,
especially for us, right?
right.
But it's a crazy business too, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So she's taking it in stride. She's doing really well with it. Surprisingly well with it. But she's also, she's been in the game for a minute though. So
Okay,
she's not an actress, but she's in the game. So, she kind of gets it,
okay. I
which is
love it.
nice, for sure.
But like, I mean, how she feel about Lizzo? Because Lizzo made
Hey,
it known.
man, Lizzo made it known. You know what I'm saying? She thinks Lizzo is beautiful just like I do. So it's been nice. It's been nice. She a fan of Lizzo too.
I love it. I'm genuinely happy for you. I'm genuinely happy for you
Thank
because
you.
I feel like, one thing about you, you're more than just an attractive face.
Thank
And
you.
I think the more you do interviews and people
Yeah.
get to, listen to you, they're going to see, wow, this is an incredible human being. You
Thank you.
don't have any kids, right?
I do have a kid.
Oh, you do have a kid?
Yeah.
How old's your child?
So I have he's gonna be 3 in November.
Okay.
Yes,
Three,
I have a baby boy.
your baby boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, for sure. So it's like, whether it's my son, whether it's
okay.
my girlfriend, whether it's my mom and dad, you really won't see that on my socials. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? That's just because for me, I'm just I'm very much like one way where I really am just like Diamond is
Right.
how I'm prepared to handle the worst. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Right.
No problem. This is why I had a problem in Philly, right? That's why I couldn't really, get work and stuff like that. Running around with knuckleheads doing knucklehead stuff. So it's
Right.
like, one thing about me is I just want to make sure that we don't have a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
And one way to do that, and it's for the protection aspect, and it's also just to keep a certain peace of mind too. I also want to make sure this is one big thing too, is I want to make sure that my life choices don't affect someone else in a negative way. You see, my parents, my son, my girlfriend, they didn't ask for this. They didn't come out and say, hey, I want all this attention on me. They're not in the light, right? It's a byproduct of being in my life. You see what I'm saying? So I also have to respect that. I know a lot of people are saying like, oh man, why is it a secret? I want to see it. So it's like for me, the number one reason for that is because I take their lives seriously. I take their privacy and respect seriously too.
Right.
You know?
You
Yeah.
know, it's so funny you say that because, like you said, everybody wants to see because that's the world we live in, right? We live in where you're an actor, but we also know the real person, like Tyler's real life. But there was a time before social media, you really just got the actor. You didn't get the
Yeah.
backstory of what they did when
Yeah.
they were in character. It's like the teacher. Like I remember when I was young and I would see my teacher in the grocery store, and I'm like, "You go to the
Man, you
grocery."
go to the grocery store?
I
Yeah,
just got
exactly. Exactly.
all day, right? So I
Yeah.
like with in 2020 fame,
Hmm.
want all of your life. So you have
Yeah.
to make a conscious decision to
Yeah.
not give everything.
Yeah, for sure. It's this is on me to call the play. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's on me to try to figure out how to facilitate that. How do I stay engaged with my fans but still keep that part private? You know, it's just a tricky world that we live in. You know what I mean? And I think that it's good to just have a separate, just kind of a separate system, because if you live all the way in the public eye, I mean, people blow their brains out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
you're
like, it's like, and it's like, so it's on me to keep it separate while I engage with y'all, because another option is, you know, I could play all the way character. I mean, I am an actor, right? I go all the way character. There's no girlfriend, there's no baby. Y'all don't know nothing about me. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just the actor. It's all right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, play a character either. So it's like, it's on me to try to figure out how to walk that middle ground, because I want to keep them safe, but I also want to engage with us.
right. And
Yeah.
we talked a little bit on the radio today when you mentioned Chadwick Boseman and
Mhm.
just how that devastate.
It was
I
so
was
tough.
I was so heartbroken. Literally, shout out to my brother Charlemagne. He texted me. I was doing a live, and I found out literally while I was on live. And most people didn't even know he was sick. But you said that inspired you because you want to have a career such as his one day.
Yeah. Rest in peace to you know, a legend, one of our heroes that has now crossed over to be one of our ancestors, in Chadwick Boseman. It hit me at first because, my dad um is battling with cancer. He is I don't know if they call it remission or cancer free. I don't think you're cancer free till after 5 years. He's like right there, but he's been back and forth with throat cancer. So I see up close how ugly cancer can be.
Mhm.
Um, um, and then to see what Chadwick, to see how, it's crazy how, the Black Panther was like a real hero to us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean that's why I loved it.
Yeah, like, and it's so much deeper than art. You know what I mean? This is really like God's work. He's inspiring like the world. So, for me, I think if I could, if I could get to if I could get to heaven's gates, and I could look back on it and I could say, you know what, I gave everything that I had, with the short amount of time that I had on earth. Because, whether it's 1 year, 45 years, 100 years, it's all really a flash at the end of in the
Mhm.
grand scheme of life. So, if I can look back and I say, hey, you know what? I did some work that was monumental. It meant more than just to feed me. It fed my family, and it also fed my supporters, and it lives on long past my flesh. And that's what he did. And to this day, for generations to come, he'll continue to do that because his art is timeless.
Right.
Art is timeless. That's the beautiful thing about it. So, man, rest in peace to the legend. And I could only hope you know, to do that when it's all said and done.
I know. So all said and done. Before you go, I forgot to ask about one important scene in the finale of P Valley, and it's when Derek are fighting, and
Yeah.
Mississippi comes in and points the gun at you. When I watched that, first of all,
What did you feel? Yeah.
I wasn't like this is why I love the show because it's
Did you
always
watch it? I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but did you just turn on episode 8 and watch it, or had you watched it all the way up?
no remember. So I saw it before it even launched because
You
I
saw
did.
all 8 of them?
Oh, I watched. Okay, so I saw the first episode pilot before it even hit stars.
Yeah.
I was part of the social
Yeah.
program
Yeah. Okay.
media for it. So I've been hooked. No, I watch every one every
Got
Sunday.
it.
Yeah, and I watched it early when midnight hits.
Yeah.
You
When
know,
midnight hit, I was on the app. Yeah.
when midnight hits. So yeah, I've seen every single episode. I'm well invested. Um, one of my favorite episodes. If you want to be freaky, go to
Yeah.
episode 2. The last 5 minutes with
Oh
Autumn.
yeah, they get freaky. They get freaky with the phone sex. I
Yeah,
like that scene. That was nice.
it's a freaky phone sex. It's episode 2. The
Dope.
last 5 minutes is gonna do it for you. But I'm proud. If you haven't seen it, shame on you because you should have seen it. But I'm giving away a big
Hmm.
secret in the season finale. But when she pointed the gun at you, it made her situation so real because
Yeah.
everything with Mississippi, first she's abused, right? Then when you see who's abusing her, you like, this is the man that's
How
abusing. you?
That was so crazy, man. It was like, what a shout out to Katori Hall for just writing that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I remember when I got the script, I was like, no, I was like, no, she did not. You know what I mean? Here, because we built it up the whole season. Even the episode 4, we had just gotten right there, and then Gidget busted in the door. So
yeah,
you like, even outside the physical part, like Diamond had laid his cards down on the table. You
right.
saw him being passive up until this point. He's being very respectful about her saying, no, Diamond, thank you, but no, thank you. I don't need your help.
Mhm.
So he was being respectful for that, but he was still, he was still drawn to her. And then they had that moment out in the break room before, and it was like, this was almost, even though they didn't kiss, this was almost like a breakthrough. He gave
Right,
him a piece of himself, or he gave her a piece of himself with a necklace, right? So then, you know, then I see him put his hands on her. I go over do it, and now I'm
right,
actually handling what I wanted to handle the whole time. I'm
right,
finally getting here, and then that happens, and I was like, wow. But I think that it just shed light on how human, like, yeah, they're not real people, but Katori Hall is a brilliant writer. So these are complex, characters, right? So at the end of the day, that's her baby daddy. Those are her children's father, right? Even though she's got this impulse with Diamond, it's like you never know how you're gonna react until you're actually put in that moment,
right.
And I think me, no, that was my sorry, that was my battery that time.
Okay.
That was my battery. But until you're put in that moment, and I think that Derek put up a great fight, but by
Right,
the time that Diamond had him at the end, Diamond was about to put him down. You know what I mean? And I think if you left it there for a minute, who knows what would have happened.
right.
So it also raises the stakes. She doesn't have too much time to think. She has to stop the moment now. So the quickest thing you do, I'm saying, cock the hammer, get the strap. So
No, it's a brilliant show. I also appreciated that they had the domestic violence numbers. I'm not sure if you know that, but on Stars,
yeah,
before the show, it said if you're really dealing with domestic violence, call this number because obviously the character Mississippi, we're watching this for entertainment, but there
yeah,
are real women who
who are
are
going
living
through that.
that life every single
Yeah,
day
yeah,
and need to get help.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Shout out to Stars for doing that. This is art, but it's also imitating real life. So that's a class act by them. To do that,
yeah,
because real people are really going through this. And for anyone that's watching, just to echo what some of my cast mates have already said, and I have already said, Shannon is a brilliant actress, and she really brought Mississippi to life, right?
right,
But we have to separate the character and the actress, right? The beautiful thing about the Diamond Mississippi relationship is that people really grew to love it.
right,
So much to the point where they really did not like when she pointed that gun at Diamond. And now, like, they're really sending the human, the person, Shannon, like, yeah, we'll call it for what it is. They're sending her hate mail. You know what I mean? You stupid this, you should that, you if I catch you, you know what I mean? It's like, they're basically trolling. And I
right,
understand that they're caught up with the storylines, but sometimes people are even turning into trolls before they even like know what they're doing. I think a lot of times it's almost like not thinking before you talk and you just spit something out. It's the same thing with this. People aren't thinking before they press the button. You're actually like messing someone's day up. Now she is a professional actress, right? And she's able to
right.
separate the two, and she's fine. However, that's not fair. So for anyone who is watching this, or anyone does get blasted out too, just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? She's just portraying an actress, and don't do that no matter who you're watching.
But you know what's crazy? That's the new game, like the new form though. Because think about it, with Power, Tyreek, the one who plays Tyreek, got
Same thing.
so much hate mail
Yeah.
because he was doing the things on the show. But I would say you're right. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate. But I haven't talked to Shannon in real life. But just let her know that's a testimony to how well she played the character.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
So big shout out to Shannon. Absolutely.
was so good that people believe
Mm.
that it's a real life character. Yvonne from Issa Rae show. Why can't I think of the name of it right now? Insecure. Molly,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
she got a lot of hate mail too because people didn't like the way Molly was treated Issa. So
Yeah.
you're right. I think this is what I was saying earlier with you guys being so accessible. Like celebrities are more
Yeah.
accessible now to their audience than we were
Yeah.
like 10 years ago. That people do get the two mixed up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we know Tyler is in a relationship, but it's Diamond single because now that's the conversation. We could probably hook Diamond up You
Yeah,
know,
Diamond's very much single. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
Diamond's very much single. I think about I think uh I think one of the things that Diamond keeps hidden is um how much that he could love if given the chance, even
right,
though it petrifies him, which
right.
is why opening his heart up and then getting the door closed on it the way that it happened is going to be really difficult for him to recover from. You know what I mean? I think the way Diamond has been running around, especially because it's such a difficult thing to open up, especially as a man,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and even to another degree as a black man, in the cultures and in the culture a lot of times we don't talk about our feelings, right?
Right.
Um, I think that oh shoot, where was I going with it? I
You,
got sidetracked. What did I
um,
just say?
I know. I forget too. Diamond and his feelings.
Oh,
And
is he single? Yes. So I think that like even the way that he's been dealing with um having that be a difficult space is to just have it be on a surface level. Right.
mm-hmm.
I think when he's involved with women, it's just on a surface level. Not that he's a womanizer, but a lot of times as men, that's what can happen, right?
Right.
If you look at someone who's sleeping with a lot of women, you have to break that down. Why is this happening? Why are you not getting close to anyone? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times what you unpack is because, there's been some type of trauma and that we haven't figured it out. So now this is just how we deal with it. We actually just close it off. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's in that space. But he has a longing for it. He's just petrified from it. But all that to wrap up, he is single. Yeah.
Okay. Diamond is single. So look,
Yeah, Diamond single.
Have and Have Nots comes back tomorrow on OWN. When P Valley season 2 come back? Did you guys start filming it already?
No, no,
Oh,
no. So we're gonna see. It hasn't been written yet.
oh, it hasn't been written yet. Okay.
Yeah. So this was one of those things. You have to wait and see how it was received. It was received very well. It was a very quick reorder.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to go back to the drawing board and write up season 2. So Katori in the writers' room will do that, and then at some point when the coronavirus stops showing her ass, then then we'll get back down there to Atlanta and start filming.
Yes. Before we go, because I know a lot of people came here because they follow you. I talk loud all the time, so if I was too loud, turn your damn volume down.
Oh, was I too quiet?
Oh no, no, you're perfect. See, I talk loud, so it was
Oh,
funny.
you sound good to me.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Well, in the
Yeah.
comments, like, sis, you too loud. Bitch, I talk loud all the time, and I'm super ghetto.
Hey,
So
hey, tell her. Get them together.
I had to break out of character real quick because I ain't a
Hey,
feminist, okay?
hey, listen, this is your
Okay?
platform. You do what you want.
I'm like, so just FYI, before y'all, and this is get your ass whooped in Chicago talking crazy,
Hey, Chi-Town.
but no, but on a serious note, I'm proud of you.
Thank
Keep
you.
going. God is blessing you. I can't wait to see what's to come. And I did hear that you might do an OnlyFans page for
Hey,
the women that are they're wondering if you're gonna bless them with an OnlyFans page.
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. It's like it's not like you. I put it this way. You know, I my social media is probably like PG. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like sometimes you want to see a little PG-13, might want to see rated R. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really just for it's just to unlock another level of the supporters. But it's just been something I've been thinking about. You know what I mean?
Listen, get the money.
Yeah, it might be thinking about getting the bag. You know what I mean?
I mean, you did a video. No, what's so funny, Tyler, is you did a video as I'm preparing for the interview. You did a video. I'm not sure if it was your last post, and you were saying you played for times like this, right? You were like,
Yeah.
I was like, you not see now. You maybe you was doing it on purpose, or maybe you wasn't. But you was sexy, just trying to give a motivational speech.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You was looking to live. You had your LL Cool J on. You ain't had
Hey,
no.
hey, LL. Shout out to LL, man. The great thing about it has been like my supporters have been even tapped into my 2 cents. When I sit down and I just speak, you know what I mean? It's been great to hear. It's been great to hear the reactions and how my testimony is helping people. You know what I mean?
I'm telling
There was
you making 6 figures in at least a day. I give it a
hey,
day, 6 figures in a day.
hey,
Why?
listen, we're gonna do it. Hey, listen, you if you spread the link out, if you pass the link out for me, I'll cut you in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. Listen, I'm
Okay, man. Okay, man.
with your towel on, and then doors
Yeah,
are closed, and then
yeah,
you go.
yeah. Easy work, and we'll bust the bag down together. It's all good.
All your money is all your money. You deserve it. You went to the gym.
Thank you.
You keep it together. I'm coming to LA soon. We got a mutual friend named Trey White. He's gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna I'm gonna have him send me your number when I
Yeah,
get
for
to.
sure.
I'm trying to work out because I need to
Yeah,
be.
just him. Oh, for sure. My cousin is the perfect. He's got a gym, a couple gyms called Gloveworks right down on the west side. Perfect place to go. It's really where I go like get great workouts in. So
Okay.
I'll plug you up. Just hit me up.
Yeah, I will definitely. Thank you for your time. Don't forget,
Thank
having
you.
is back tomorrow. P
Mhm.
Valley, if you missed it, go on Stars. You can watch it on demand. Trust me, you'll watch all episodes in one day if you haven't seen it yet. It's great.
Chill.
More to come for you. He's more than just fine, ladies. As you can see, substance. Thank you,
Well,
Tyler.
well, you know what? Just before you go, real quick, Kendra. I've been watching your climb also. You know what I'm saying? So, continue to do what you do. I speak for everyone when I say, I have love for you. I love what you're doing, and I'm rooting for you on my side. It's always love over here. So don't hesitate to reach out, and I can't wait to do it again in the future.
Yes, I can't wait to. I appreciate that. I
For
appreciate that.
sure.
God bless
Absolutely.
you. Keep going.
Okay.
But listen, Diamond, if Mississippi don't want you, Kendra G,
Hey,
up now.
hey, it might be a little Kendra G and Diamond. You know what I'm saying? I got a little ring to
I'm talking. What's her name?
it.
And my name begin with a K. Come on.
Hey, look, we with it. I'm gonna put the plug in for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
okay. I'll talk to you soon.
He was so sweet, so sweet, so sweet. Thank y'all all for who tuned in, who said I was loud. You can kiss my ass. You got to know Kendra G don't play. Don't let this journalist shit get you beat up. Y'all be thinking y'all bold in Instagram comments. I'm pulling up to houses, okay? But another note, back to my Christian self. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.